Hey there and welcome to the Wholistic Badass Podcast. This is a podcast covering all things holistic. That means addressing topics covering and encompassing all of the things pertaining to the whole you, body, mind, and spirit. Let me, Lori, be your host and guide as we journey through a variety of topics from which you may draw from in order to form your own self-care regimens in a well-rounded way, which makes you a holistic badass. So sit back, buckle up, put your feet up if you're at home, be prepared to have your ears on if you're driving, and let's listen to what's up today. The information presented in this podcast is for informational and self-education use only. It is not intended for self-diagnosis, nor treatment, nor anything that constitutes the practice of medicine. Please consult with a qualified physician concerning the prudence of and before undertaking any major changes in diet, any treatments for disease, any use of drugs or prescription items, or the cessation thereof. Hey there, holistic badasses. How are you? In West Central Ohio, we have finally hit spring. Check out some of the abundance that nature has to offer in my backyard. I am blessed with a plethora of Purple Dead Nettles. If you have these growing in your yard, make sure you take advantage of them if they haven't been sprayed. They're very high in iron, and they have just a hint of mint, and you can add that to your salads and smoothies. You can dry them and make a very soothing, pleasant tea. But meanwhile, I'm out here celebrating the goodness that I have available to me for free. I've come to the realization that a lot of people don't really know, what do I do? I had a friend come up to me this last weekend as I was vending at a fundraiser for a humane society that I interview a lot of people who do a lot of things, but what do I do? So this episode I'm going to dedicate to just letting people know what I do. So I have a small business, which is an LLC, that functions as a consultancy and also an educational body, right? I offer classes on different herbs, how to use them, or what I would do with them. What you do with them is what you do, and different traditional ways to preserve them or process them for your own use. I also throw in nutritional value and maybe traditional medicinal uses of those herbs as well, if there's any information available on those. I also see clients, and when I see clients, that's usually for one of three things. Either for foot reflexology, sometimes hands, but foot reflexology, which we've spoken about. Reflexology is a massage that is centered and focused strictly on the feet and the different reflexive points in the feet. I normally spend about 45 minutes on each set of feet, just so everyone gets the full benefit. I also see clients for Reiki. Reiki is energy medicine, right? I use the term medicine loosely here, but it's working with the body's own energies. I've done episodes on that in past seasons. You may want to go check those out. I also see clients to help them set up their own herbal regimen. Every one of us is different, and we have different factors that play into what may or may not benefit us. Maybe, when you're outside and you live on the highway, you're victim to whoever drives by. But yeah, some of us have things going on in our lives that are different than somebody next to us. So therefore, the herbs that benefit your next door neighbor may not benefit you, even if you're both medically going through the same type of thing. Maybe you're not medically diagnosable at all. Maybe you just want to feel better and you want to employ a little more natural means to do it. I see clients and utilize assorted techniques like facial analysis, looking at their nails, their tongue, taking their pulses, interviewing them, discussing different symptoms or feelings they may be having. And I kind of put together what I would do if I were you herbally. Now, even if you're taking prescription medications, I do tell people to bring that list along. There are very few herbs which interact with prescriptions, but I never want to guess on that. I tell people to bring it along. And even if I'm not sure if it's a medication that I'm not familiar with, I send them to their pharmacist to double check. In those appointments, I set up suggestions like, what if I would do if I were you? Maybe that suggestion would be a little dead nettle tea. Maybe that suggestion would be slippery elm. Maybe that suggestion would be food enzymes. It's whatever I feel I would do if I were in that person's situation. So yeah, that's what I do other than this podcast and writing blogs. I do have a Substack now. It's coming along. I host HerbalCon every single spring. I grow herbs, dry them also so that people can get them not only from me when they're fresh, but they can also get them dried so that they too can utilize them however they see fit. I vegetable garden like crazy, and whatever makes it through my teenagers as extra, I offer up for purchase. I also make herbal bath and body items. So yeah, if you want to know more about me and you've hit this podcast, whether it be on YouTube, Spotify, Pocket Casts, iTunes, Amazon, wherever you're picking this thing up at, feel free to check out my website, herbchickonline.com. Everything reroutes back to itself, so you'll be able to see everything that I do and offer. And let me know what I can do for you. If you are local to me, be sure to check out local events that are coming up. I do try to post the local vendors and market information as far as which ones I might be going to. I try to post that on the calendar on my website, as well as offering herb walks in the Herb Chick's yard. And maybe I could set one up in your yard or on your property, and you invite your friends and we talk about what is growing naturally that you may want to use. So check out that calendar, see where I'm going to be. Keep an eye on upcoming events. Feel free to contact me to make appointments. I see people at a variety of locations right now, as well as online appointments. There are options. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me and what I do. Also, don't forget that I teach yoga at my local YMCA. And I teach belly dance, which I've been doing for 25 years now. That's a long time. So yeah, that is what I do. And if you have any questions, you want to be on Holistic Badass Podcast, or you know someone that I should have on the Holistic Badass Podcast, send them my way. I'm happy to put them on, to interview them, to see what they do. And we'll get the word out. This episode's herb of the hour is Purple Dead Nettles. One of my favorite herbs is Purple Dead Nettle. I know I said I was sitting in the middle of a patch of it, but I don't think you understand just how big this patch is. It is literally a ton of purple dead nettle. All of these great soft velvety leaves and lavender blooms grace my backyard every single year. Sometimes I drive down the backcountry roads and I see fields full of beautiful lavender patches dotted with yellow dandelions. And I know that that farmer's probably not real happy that they have a large stand of purple dead nettle. But you know what? It's beautiful. And in the spring, it offers the first food for the bees. Now, how do you know you have purple dead nettle? The first dead giveaway is this square stem. This is very indicative of most of the plants that are in the mint family. It features opposite leaves that are slightly fuzzy. They can be a little bit rounded, but mostly teeth growing down each side, usually as a 4 group. And it features lavender buds. These lavender buds are similar to those seen on other mint plants. Usually the top leaves have sort of a violety cast to them. The leaves droop and are slightly fuzzy. You'll find those blooms in between the groups of leaves, slightly whorled around the stem. This is a low-growing plant. It never gets very tall. It is directly coming out of the ground, one stem, one root, one bunch of leaves. It is an annual, which means it reseeds itself. It overwinters, and it is finishing up at the beginning of summer. So you won't see this out in hot weather. It's a cool weather, temperate area plant. I even like to cook with purple dead nettle. Check out this recipe. A simple recipe is this dead nettle pesto with 2 cups of gathered dead nettles, that's the leaves, the stems, the flowers, 6 cloves of garlic or more if you would like, a 1/4 cup of walnuts, and 1/3 cup of extra virgin olive oil, all put into a blender and ground up. It's super great on toast points or however you eat your pesto. Dead nettle is a slightly minty, high in iron plant that has traditionally been used as a mild diuretic and has very soothing anti-inflammatory properties. Thank you for tuning in for yet another episode of Wholistic Badass. I'm glad to have you back, or if you're new, I'm glad that you were here. And if you want to help me out, I would love it if you could hit the like and subscribe buttons. By liking and subscribing any and all podcasts, you are making a difference in a podcaster's life and income. Also, make sure you hit subscribe because then you're going to get all of the notifications when new episodes hit. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the information, and go out there. Be that holistic badass I know you can be.